Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to our global Nimble community. My name is Jon Ferrara, and I'm really excited about today's webinar because we're going to talk about the power of relationships and their ability to help you achieve your life success and why you should be taking your relationships with you everywhere you connect, because we all need a nudge on our shoulder to help us to remember who somebody is, what happened, who did it, what's going to happen, who's going to do it, so we could deliver delightful customer experience. My name is Jon Ferrara, CEO of Nimble. For those that don't know me and my background, I got started building software to manage relationships because I struggled as a salesperson, as a business person. I was part of a field sales organization out of Dallas, Texas, and I managed my relationships with a daytimer, did my forecast on the spreadsheet, got leads on a piece of paper, cold called them, put notes on the paper, and I said, there's got to be a better way. And I looked around and I couldn't find a tool that integrated email, contact, and calendar and sales and market automation. So I said, you know what? I could do this. And I didn't want to say shoulda, coulda, woulda in my life. So I quit my job, moved back to California, and founded a company called Goldmine with a college friend of mine. And we pioneered not just contact management, but CRM and as well as market automation by building the first tool that is a relationship platform for the whole company. And I think that's really the unique roots of Nimble, is its roots in Goldmine in relationship management. And back then we were Outlook. There was no Outlook. We were Salesforce. There was no Salesforce. And what was beautiful about it was that everybody in the company lived in Goldmine. And that's what Nimble's designed to do, to be a relationship platform for the whole company. And so today, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the history of CRM and why relationship management is critical to CRM success, why relationships are more important than reporting. You know, CRM stands for customer relationship management. I think today it should stand for customer reporting management, because CRMs aren't built for salespeople or relationships. They're built for command and control and reporting. And we're here to fix that. Why you should be using a CRM across the whole company, why documenting and building repeatable processes in your company will help you to scale and grow, and why workflows are great for that. And we're going to go into a deep dive into a lot of the new things we built with Nimble and how to use them to scale your company. Okay, so there's 225 million global businesses in the world. Less than 1% use any CRM. What does that mean? I think what it means is that CRMs aren't really designed for relationships. They're designed for reporting, and that your relationships today are managed in Google Contacts and Apple Mail contacts, in Microsoft 365, and in LinkedIn, or God forbid, spreadsheets. And the reason that is that CRMs are built for sales, and not just everybody in the company is doing sales. And what you need is a relationship platform that's designed for the whole company that works across all departments. And so today, if you're in business, you have to pick Microsoft or Google as your email productivity suite. You have to use social. If you don't have an identity where your customers are getting better, smarter, faster, and sharing knowledge to inspire and educate them, and then engaging to build your brand and your network, you're really missing out on an opportunity to grow and connect with your customers. And then everybody uses some type of accounting, marketing system, and ideally a CRM system. And what Nimble does is it unifies the contacts from across all those disparate places and then works back where you live. And that is really the heart of Nimble, is contact management, is relationship management. And we're built to work with the tools that you work with. We're built for integrating to Microsoft 365 or Google Mail. And we're the CRM for the whole company. And I really want to emphasize that, is that across your company engages with the constituency around the business. And that constituency is critical to helping you grow. And that's why you need a CRM for the whole company that's focused on relationships. And so Nimble is the simple, smart CRM that automatically builds itself from the contacts that you have. And this is what is our new contact record, where it will automatically build the contact record, synchronize the email and calendar history, and then work back where you live. Because let's face it, we're constantly digging ourselves out of a hole of email barrage or engagement across social or living in other business apps. And what Nimble does is it's the first CRM that is built for the whole company, that focuses on relationships, that automatically builds a team contact platform for your whole company, and then enables you to take those contacts with you wherever you're engaged, because every time you open up an email, you're going to have something that you need to do as a follow-up. And in many cases, you don't do it because you have to go to the CRM to log the thing and to schedule the thing. And let's just face it, we're human. We don't do those things. And that's why your CRM should automatically build records, be where you're at engaging, and let you do the basics, which is the follow-up and follow-through, log in the note, schedule the next task, etc. And for most people, the key thing that you do with a CRM is you put leads in there, you log notes and calls, and you try to get them qualified so you can get them in a deal pipeline. And Nimble has an incredible new deal pipeline and reporting dashboards that certainly helps you keep the finger on the pulse of your business. But did you know that less than 5% of most companies are in sales? What do the rest of the company do to manage relationships? But more importantly, the outcome of those engagements to achieve their business goals. And that's why we built workflows, because workflows enables you to build the boards with stages to manage the contacts and companies that you're engaging with beyond just the salespeople. That enables you to manage engagement across your HR, your PR, your biz dev, your investor relationships, etc., and to take the spreadsheets that you've been traditionally using for that and to put them into your engagement system where you are. And I think that's one of the reasons why Nimble continues to be ranked highly by our customers in all the different review sites. And I just want to thank you guys for doing those reviews, because without you, we really wouldn't be here. And some of the key things I think that really makes us unique beyond the core things of being designed for the whole company and relationships, etc., is the ability to automatically enrich contacts with people and company data. And I'll demonstrate a little bit of that. Our Prospector app that literally works everywhere you work, and I adore it. And I'm going to show you how we use it in Nimble for particular use cases, specifically recruiting. The Today page that gives you a place to start in your day, giving you the access to the signals that you need to really understand what you need to do today, what your team's doing today, what the results are, etc. And if you're going to communicate, you want to be able to easily have templates and tracking with that. And did you know that if you wanted to add templated trackable emails with another CRM, let's just say HubSpot, it's literally, I was looking at it the other day, it was $50 per user per month. And now it's, I think, almost $100 per user per month for a templated trackable email add-on to the CRM. With Nimble, you get all that for one simple price. And the fact that we work with your email productivity suites, because let's face it, we live in email still as much as we love social. Not only is Nimble ranked highly in the CRM marketplace, but we're also ranked highly in sales intelligence and sales enablement email tracking. And if you buy a traditional CRM like Salesforce at $100 plus per user per month, you also have to buy sales outreach software like SalesLoft or Outreach.io, $100 per user per month plus. And then you need sales intelligence, ZoomInfo, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, another $100 per user per month. With Nimble, you get all that built into one cohesive package. I'm not going to read through the various milestones that we've pioneered, but one of the ones I'm most proud of is social CRM and social selling. 10 years ago, as I started to use social media, I saw it was going to change the way we work, play, buy, and sell. And I looked for a relationship platform that would enable me to integrate to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, email, etc., all the places I was engaging, because I'm engaging in order to build relationships, but you want to take that relationship and turn it into a long-term connection. And to do that, you need to build your own contact database, because let's face it, LinkedIn is not your CRM, and neither is Google Contacts. And I think that now that social has become ubiquitous, I don't think it's necessarily social selling and social CRM. It's just basic selling and CRM. So what's new with Nimble Winter 2023? Well, we've completely redone the UI across the entire platform, unifying the look and feel of Nimble in all the places that you work, giving you the ability to customize it to your needs, doing two-way contact sync with Microsoft 365, adding a Teams integration so that when you collaborate, you could bring your contacts with you, and giving you the ability to customize it to contain the kind of data that you need across your system. But the thing I'm really most impressed with by our development team, which by the way is Ukraine-based and has been going through quite a lot of difficulty in their struggle for maintaining their independence of their country, I'm amazed at the work product that our team continues to deliver, and kudos to them. So workflows are critical to scaling repeatable people and company processes. I'm going to talk about how automation makes workflows even simpler and helps scale them faster. We completely redid our deals and deal reporting. And I think that Nimble now has a deal pipeline and reporting dashboards that are on par with the leading CRMs out there in the marketplace, which I'm really proud of. We have the ability to notify on contacts, which allows you to let people know certain things on contacts. And we're Microsoft cloud-based, and soon we'll be coming out with integrations with Power BI. So not only do you get to build your own dashboards with our custom dashboards, but you can actually design whatever your heart dreams of soon. So what is a workflow? A workflow is essentially a repeatable process that you document in your company that you want to teach other people in order to scale that. It might be hiring, it might be onboarding, it might be accounts receivable, it might be a PR outreach, a podcast outreach, it might be investor outreach. All of these things are repeatable processes, and Nimble built workflows in order to manage those and scale those, and I'm going to demonstrate that in depth. But I want to point out that we have these templates that allows you to learn from what our customers have been using workflows for and apply them in your business across the various departments. The automations makes it so that when you put a card in a workflow, it can automatically do things, tag them, send messages, notify team members, and we're going to take these automations and put them into deals and put them into contacts, literally put them across the company, across the platform, making it so that you could say if this and that for people and companies across the board. So if you put a name in Nimble and it looks like this, Nimble can do that for you, which will really help keeping contacts from falling through the cracks. The new deal pipeline, like I said earlier, gives you the ability to now have a beautiful graphical pipeline with custom fields and tags, the ability to have a beautiful change log so you can see exactly what people have done with all the leads. And we also now deal with multiple currencies. The dashboards enable you to really build dashboards for managing groups of sales reps or disparate pipelines or any combination thereof. And we now also have that on the Today page. And that's the Today page where you could go ahead and have those pipelines. And one of the things I really love about this is that you can make multiple copies of the same dashboard report, like let's say deals lost by stage or revenue forecast, and you can have that for various pipelines on your Today page or for groups of sales reps. And with that, let's go a little bit into Nimble and take a look at some of these new features. So as I was sharing earlier, what Nimble does is it will take all your contacts from the disparate places and unify them into a singular contact record. Why is that important? It's important because in your email productivity suites, whether you're using Google or you're using Microsoft, every team member has a separate contact database. So you don't have a singular contact database for your whole company today. You might have siloed contacts in your marketing system or your accounting system or your sales system, but what every business needs is a platform that unifies all these contacts into a singular place so that when you go and you look at a contact, you have exactly who they are, what the business is about, the history of interactions that you and the team have had on email, calendar, and social, and the ability to do the basics, which is log in the note and schedule in the task. And this is the thing that I think a lot of people don't do because they're so busy doing the hard work. You work for the CRM, you Google people before a meeting, and then you're supposed to go log that in the CRM, and then you try to engage with them wherever you can, and you're supposed to then go log that in the CRM. And that's why I think most CRMs fail, lack of use or bad data. And so with Nimble automatically will build a record for you, and I'll just show you an example of how that works. So this is Nimble sitting inside of the browser. You could plug it into Chrome or Safari or Firefox, and when you hover on a record, it can automatically build a record like that for you. So Nimble can literally do that in your browser, in LinkedIn, or in your contact database as you put contacts into Nimble. And then what it'll do is it'll synchronize email, contact, and calendar history for you and the team, and then it will work back where you live. So when you open up an email, you have the complete history of interactions that you and the team have had on email, calendar, and social, and you could do the basic stuff, log in the note and schedule in the follow-up that you need to do. And we do that inside of Google. We do it inside of your Microsoft. When you add it to Microsoft 365, it automatically adds it to Outlook Mobile, Outlook Desktop, and we also will do it inside of the calendar. So if you open up the calendar and you have a meeting, you can go ahead and prepare before the meeting by looking and seeing who they are. And then we'll also do it inside of the contact database as well. So Nimble will literally work with you throughout your Microsoft and Google engagement. And then it'll also work with you, as I shared earlier, inside of social. So if I wanted to build a record for Kevin, if I'm engaging with Kevin here, I can go ahead and ask Nimble to build that record. And that green dot means it's a live profile. That means it's not in Nimble yet. And Nimble will automatically go ahead and add that to the contact database. And one of the things I want to point out is that when you're engaging with people, what you want to do, if you're going to go ahead and pull them up in a contact environment, what you want to be able to do is not just add people to your contact database, but ideally have a process, a workflow that you're going to go and put them through, a purpose for connecting and engaging. And I'm just going to show you an example of workflows and how we use workflows at Nimble for our hiring process. And so going back to the Nimble platform, this is the main contact record. There's two views. There's the contact view, and there's also the list view. From the list view, you can either select by hand or segment a advanced search. So let's say I was going to go to New York City, and I wanted to get all of the decision makers that I knew in that city, and build a subset of them, and then do an outreach to them. So let's say I'm going to go speak at a conference in New York in 30 days. I can go ahead and do that segment, and then do an email to them, and Nimble will go ahead and do a one-to-one email, use my email service provider with our group messaging system, and then it'll give me signals on the opens and clicks, etc. So that's contact segments and templated email outreach. You can send a templated email as a one-to-one email, so I could send it individually to a person, or I can go ahead and send it as a group message. In addition to that, I love our Today page. You can configure the Today page to go ahead and add the data and the signals that you want. And be sure to check out our new widgets, which are all of our new sales pipeline funnels that are now available with our new deal widgets. And then finally, connected to the contacts are all the different messages, social signals, as well as activities that you're managing for yourself and your team. And I love the fact that I could go ahead and look at an agenda view, list view, or calendar view. I prefer the list view for going through my calls, etc. And then let's talk about workflows. So the typical CRM, the outcome of an engagement after doing calls, notes, tasks, is putting them in a deal pipeline. But not everybody that you engage with at your company is a sale. And so we build these workflows for various aspects within our company, primarily for recruiting as well as for press outreach, PR. So let's talk about the recruiting aspect of it. So we put ads in places like Indeed, and when I do that, I go through the various people, and if there's somebody that that I want to interview, I will then go ahead and add them to Nimble, and then I could go ahead and put them into the recruiting workflow. And so this is the recruiting workflow here. I'm not actually going to do it because I don't want to confuse our team. But once they're in that workflow, then Nimble will automatically assign a tag, hiring tag, send them a templated outreach email to invite them for a meeting, and notify the rep that that's been done. And so Nimble's taking the repetitive work that would normally be done by a person and automatically doing that. And then once they do the initial interview, then Nimble will go ahead and send the assignment and track the assignment, and all those fields are tracked within Nimble here until we get to the point of hiring. So that is one aspect of a workflow. I'm going to show you one other aspect of a workflow, which is our press outreach. So it's more powerful when other people talk about you than when you talk about you. So what we do is we identify thought leaders that are influential in the areas of promise of our product, thought leaders in social, sales, and marketing. And then what we'll do is we'll pay those people forward by sharing their content and nurturing them, hopefully to create some sort of engagement that occurs through that process. And so we'll track their podcasts, we'll track their details, we'll track the sharings that we do with them. And then when they engage with us, then we engage with them and then reel them into some type of joint storytelling. So those are just two examples of workflows. And I encourage you to set up workflows and use them, especially if you're going to take time to connect with other people. Why connect with somebody if you don't have a purpose? And so Nimble enables you to easily take connections and turn them into contact records within the Nimble system, and then put them into workflows to manage those engagement. In addition to adding workflows and automations, we recently updated our deal pipeline. And I really love the new design of the deal pipeline. For those that aren't familiar, this is our old deal pipeline. The old deal pipeline was constricted to this section of the screen, as well as it did not have custom fields and tags and currencies. And the new deals takes up the entire screen, so you can go ahead and use the entire screen. It has a beautiful UI that allows you to manage the detail of the record, or you can go to even more detailed record where it shows all the changes by all the team members for that particular deal. There's a list view, a pipeline view, as well as some really awesome reports. And to talk about the reports, I'd like to bring in somebody from our product team. Colin, I'm going to go ahead and do my best to switch the screen over to you so you can go ahead and talk about our new deal reports and dashboards. Colin?
Thank you very much, John. Can everyone see my screen?
I can see it.
Awesome. All right. So my name is Colin. I'm an associate product manager here at Nimble. And over the past year, we've been working on improving our deals. So like John said and showed you guys, we've created this new and improved deals user interface that allows users to track their deals in a pipeline in customizable stages, attaching events, tags, custom fields, and whatever other attributes of the deal pipeline they want to help tailor the process to their specific company. So in order to make this a complete picture, we wanted to introduce reporting to this. So why did we want to do this? We built Nimble's new deal reports in order to provide reliable metrics about the health and performance of your pipeline and your team. And for who did we build this? So Nimble's new deal reports addresses both the use case of the sales manager and the sales representative in a small or large business or even a personal endeavor. So for example, the sales manager can create multiple customizable reporting dashboards dedicated to the performance of their individual sales representatives and their pipelines respectively. In larger companies, for example, they could have a reporting dashboard for each team that they oversee. Sales representatives can set up a reporting dashboard to see exactly how well they're selling the company's product and also find areas that they can improve on. So in order to kind of go over all the different attributes and things that we've included in deals reports, I'm going to mention 3 main things that we had in mind when creating Nimble's new deal reports. So the first of these is coverage. We wanted to make sure that our reports covered all the aspects of the health and performance of your pipelines. So if we go in here, the first report that we have is deals lost by reasons. So this gives you an exact distribution of why deals are being lost. So each of these colors represents a different reason that you, the user, can specify in your deal pipeline. So there's competitor, pricing, or other. And this is something that you specify when you declare a deal as lost. So it's exactly tailored to your business process. The next report here is lost by stage. Simply, this just tells you, which stage are we losing the most deals? So as we can see here, live demo, this might be an area of improvement. Maybe we need to improve our demo. The next report here is revenue forecast. So revenue forecast allows you to see, forecasted projections for how well your company is going to be selling the product in the coming weeks, months, quarters, or whatever time period you desire. So the blue bar here denotes, the total revenue won of deals that have been fully declared as won. So this is set in stone. You've received the payment from the client and everything's good. The yellow and green bars represent the total and weighted forecast respectively. The weighted forecast refers to deals, the deal amount multiplied by the probability of closure. So this gives more of an expected value of how much you're going to sell. The next report here is deal progress. And what this shows is the total number of individual progressions deals have made in each of the time periods. So if we see a lull in a certain month where, you only progressed, a lesser amount of deals than other months, then we might want to see what happened in that month and, create a plan for how we can improve our process and not let it happen in future months. The next report here is deals won over time. This is sort of a subset of the revenue forecast where it shows you exactly how much product you've sold in each of the time periods you've selected. The last report is deal conversion. And I think this is a great report for analyzing the health of your pipeline. Remember before we said that the live demo might be a problem area as it's lost more deals than the other stages. This is actually confirmed in this report as it has the lowest conversion percentage between the live demo stage and later stages. We can see that it's 77%, while the others are all 83% above. So we might want to, create a meeting with our sales representatives and, see how we can improve our live demo demonstration in order to increase this number. Okay, so the next thing we had in mind when creating Nimble's new deal reports is efficiency. We wanted to make sure that you, the users, could quickly view the data that you are truly interested in. So to address this point, we introduced filters. So there's report level filters and there are dashboard filters. The report level filters are included in each report and there's 4 of them. One is which user you're looking at data for. So currently we're looking at the team, that is Colin, Jeannie, and Jane. So this data is aggregated from all of their pipelines, but we could easily just view data on Colin or Jane. The next would be time period. So there's quick selections like week, month, quarter, year, or you could set a specific time period. And in other graphs, time grouping is relative. So you could do by day, by week, by month, by quarter, and by year. And that denotes exactly how your time period that you selected is stratified. And the last filter would be pipeline. So this lets you select exactly which pipeline you're viewing data for. So currently we're viewing data for a sample pipeline that we created called the Square Payment Terminal Dashboard. You know, those little white payment terminals that you see at small businesses. That's just a sample scenario we came up with. And I just want to quickly cover how the report filters differ from the dashboard filters. So if we go into edit dashboard, we can see that all these filters are set to dashboard filter. And what that means is that if I change any of the dashboard filters up here, it'll change it for all of the reports. So I could easily go from here and select a certain user if I wanted to view all the reports just for Colin. And you see that it changes all of the reports, so it's only dealing with deals that are owned by Colin. And what this does is it allows you to, efficiently monitor different aspects of your health, of your pipelines, and make it so that you don't have to change each of the filters in each report, and you can create different dashboards for different use cases. The last point that we wanted to address is we wanted to make sure that reports worked in the hierarchical structure of a real world company. So what we did to address this was we introduced permission filters. So people that have the mark of a sales manager in their Nimble account can go in and edit whether or not the user can view deals owned by any user, deals owned only by themselves, or deals owned by themselves and aggregated team reports. So not able to view individual metrics of the team, but they can view, how well their team is performing. And what this allows you to do is a sales manager can obviously view metrics on any of their sales representatives that they oversee, but you don't necessarily want a sales representative to be able to pry on their coworkers how well they're selling their products. And additionally, to address real world applications, we created the ability to create multiple customizable reporting dashboards for different pipelines that you have. So say you sell more than one product, you could create a reporting dashboard for each of these pipelines. If you want to create a reporting dashboard just for monitoring one pipeline and then another for monitoring different individuals, you can do that. And so we really enjoyed creating this reporting dashboard for you guys, and so many more reports are coming, such as a team leaderboard that directly pits individuals in your sales organization against each other in order to see who's performing well, who's underperforming, and having to make important business decisions from that. In addition, we are introducing an activities completed versus planned report, which shows you exactly how many deal activities have been completed or planned relative to deals. So that's about it for my demo, and I appreciate you guys taking the time. Thank you.
Colin, that was really fantastic. I love hearing it explained from your words. It's always great to have somebody from the product team explain things as opposed to people from the sales or marketing side. And with that, I'm going to take over the control. Hopefully I get this done right. And there it is. Okay. I assume you guys can see my screen again?
Yep.
So one of the things that we did with the reports is not only gave you the ability to build your own dashboards within the report section, but to take those reports and put it into our Today page. And so the Today page is a page that takes the signals from across all of Nimble, contacts, workflows, social messages, group messages, activities, deals, and now reports, and to be able to add those deal report widgets into your Today page. And so you could read more about our new deal pipelines on our blog if you go to nimble.com. Also, the new deal reports, as well as the new deal report widgets. So these are the widgets. We call them widgets. They're just little graphs that you could customize and put on your today page in order to have those signals with you right there on your Nimble Today page. I encourage you to ask any questions you might have on our reports while we have Colin in the background. He can answer some of those questions, and we'll go ahead and again review those at the end. There was a question I did see that does Nimble work in other websites and like Facebook or Instagram? And so Nimble can work anywhere as you engage, really on any website. If you just hover on the name, Nimble will bring up the name or build the name automatically for you. In Instagram, you can go ahead and also use it to build records or bring up records for people that you are engaging with. And I'll show you an example of that. So if I bring up Mitch Jackson here in Instagram, Nimble Smart inside of there will automatically build or bring up the record for Mitch Jackson that way. Or what I could do is I could always just hover on the name and Nimble will automatically bring up that record. In fact, that works literally on any website. You could use it to build records for people that you're trying to get a hold of who are writers. You can use it to get a hold of people that are in articles. Nimble will build or bring up a record on anyone, anywheres you are engaging, and that includes the business apps that you use. This happens to be one of our support tools, marketing tools that we use internally at Nimble. But literally it could be any application that you use on your computer. You can go ahead and use Nimble in conjunction with that app. And I love that because then I could take the engagement that I'm doing across the various places that I'm doing it, and I could bring those connections in from the soft connections into a firmer connection, and then put them into workflows that I could then work them through various business processes that I may be having to do. And one of the biggest things that we use it for our workflows at Nimble is our influencer marketing outreach, our press outreach, etc. And so I really encourage you to think about using Nimble for influencer marketing, press outreach. You could also use it for pre-qualification for sales leads. You shouldn't put sales leads that are unqualified in your deal pipeline. You should qualify them and then add them to a pipeline, so you can actually convert a contact from a workflow into a deal. And then once you sell them, you can then convert that that deal into a workflow to do implementation. So you could use it pre-sales, you could use it post-sales, etc. And with that, let's go ahead and start answering some questions. So now is a great time to put your questions in. For those that haven't signed up for Nimble yet, here's a code, John40, get 40% off your first 3 months. And those that are using Nimble, we have a facility for referring your friends, and we would love to get your recommendations of Nimble to other people. I don't know why this cat just drives me crazy, but it looks like our cat Tux that we have. So I'm just going to go over here and then pull up the questions and start answering them. First question is, can we get a copy of the slide deck? Yes, we can send the copy of the deck with the video. Everybody will get a copy of the video. Another question was, will this work with Alignable? I haven't used Alignable, but I did take a quick look at it, and it looks like Alignable is sort of like a small business LinkedIn. And like I shared with you earlier, Nimble will work on literally any website. So if you're using, let's just pretend that this is Alignable right here. It's not, it's LinkedIn. But if you, if I wanted to add somebody's record to Nimble, let's say I was going to add Salman Raza, you just turn on the Nimble Prospector app, and it will automatically build a record for Salman, and you can add it to Nimble. But if you're in an app where Nimble is not necessarily smart in the app, you can just highlight the person's name, and then Nimble will automatically do its thing like that. And so you can use it in literally any website you're in, which means that it should work with Alignable. But if you have specific needs, Kim, send me an email, john@nimble.com, and tell me a little bit more about what type of integration you'd like to see. Can I send emails to more than 300 people per day? So Nimble has the ability to do segmentation and then email sending. So those emails can be sent in a one-to-one fashion, like I shared with you earlier. You could do that, by the way, not just inside the app, but literally inside of your mobile as well as Nimble Prospector. And if you just click track opens and clicks, it'll give you signals on the opens and clicks. You can send, we give, at Nimble, we give you a certain amount of credits for email sends. And if you want to have more email sends, you can upgrade here. So currently, the max you can upgrade to that we publish is 300 per user per day. And that's because Google, I think it's called Workspace, Workspace, or is it Workplace? Workspace. Okay. Max email send. We send the emails through your service provider in order to make it so it doesn't feel like it comes from an email productivity suite, because you get a lot of emails that feels like junk. So some email service providers will let you send more than 300. And if you are using a service provider that will allow it, we can increment it. So the answer to the question is, Todd, yes, contact our support team and we'll work with you on that. The published max is 300, only because a lot of the service providers max out at that. Next question is, do you allow or offer integration with Trello? So I use Trello as an example of how people used to manage processes and workflows. We don't directly integrate, but Zapier does. But also, like I shared with you earlier, if there was a record that was on here, you could still use Prospector in there as well. Peter, if there's specific integration that you're looking for, let me know. Again, john@nimble.com. I'd appreciate a recommendation for syncing Nimble contacts to one Outlook contacts folder for everyone integrated business contacts database. While each person has a separate folder for the contacts, there shouldn't be a Nimble. Both appear in a single list in mobile. So Chris, I'd recommend taking this question to our support team. If you email care@nimble.com with that question, we can get that sorted out. Based on the way you wrote the question, I'm not quite sure what you're asking, but let me just take a stab at synchronizing. So when you map out your Microsoft 365, you can determine if you want to synchronize your contacts. If you want to synchronize contacts, you can go ahead and do a sync group, which will allow you to define what tags in Nimble or Microsoft 365 that you want to sync, and what groups do you want to sync. So all of those controls are right here. And if that doesn't address what you want, you could always go into help and message our support team either through the app where you can ask a question, or like I shared with you earlier, you can go ahead and email care@nimble.com, and we'll try to dig into that further with you. And let me know when you do get it solved, because I want to know exactly what you were looking for, and to know that we're doing it. Amy asks, I see that you're primarily using LinkedIn or Twitter. We use Facebook and Instagram. We're in real estate. Amy, I think I covered that. If you want more, let me know. I could also hook you up with a lot of real estate people that use Nimble and love it. Kim asks, how simple is it to set up, referring to workflows and deal pipelines? So we tried to make it really, really simple. I do recommend looking at the workflows here, where you can go ahead and look at the templates that we've set up. And once you pick a template, then you can go ahead and modify the stages. So you could add new stages or move them around. You could also configure the fields that we collect on each card, and you can control what's displayed and what's not displayed. So it's pretty easy to set up your own workflow or even deals. Soon we'll be adding deal templates to Nimble for vertical industries like real estate, voiceover, etc. So hopefully that helps. Laura asked, what are the purpose of tags in the pipeline? So here's a quick example. And I'm just going to use tags and workflows for. So if I want to look at certain deals that maybe my hot deals or my cold deals or my problem deals, so I could tag a deal that says maybe I want to get help with from my manager on whatever, then you can go ahead and pick that tag, and then your deals would be restricted to that set. Soon we're going to give you the ability to search and segment not just on tags, but on any of the fields that you have inside of the deal. And also today in the list view, it is only a segmented list view. And in the future, we're going to give you a list view that is without segments, and you can sort out any field. And I'll just show you an example of that over in our old legacy deals. So in the legacy deals, you can group on any of the things like stage, or you could say group to none, and you could sort on any of these fields. So we're going to give you the ability to do that in the new deals. So we're constantly taking feedback from the customers and improving what we're doing. When will you be able to utilize drip campaigns in workflows? So you can do messaging, template attractable messaging inside of workflows with our automations. So you can go ahead and say, when you move something from one stage to the other, then you want it to send a message. So that's a single message on a single stage. We're going to be adding sequenced messages to contacts. And so that's beyond a single message. That's a series of messages with logic. And we anticipate that this year. Will the new deals update sales in the Today page like the old deals do? Colin, I'm not sure what they mean by that. Do you know what that might be?
So I'm not sure exactly how the old deals integrated with updating sales in the Today page, but I could already tell you that you could add the reporting widget for deals won over time to your Today page, and that would automatically update that would automatically display exactly how many deals you've sold in the last month or week, and that would be something you could see right away when you log into Nimble, and that would be on the Today page. So if that answers your question, I think it does, but let me know if it doesn't, Eric.
So as far as the old deals and the new deals, let me just cover that for a second. So we've been rolling out our new deals pipeline in parallel with maintaining the old deals pipeline. So this is an old deal pipeline right here. So this, if I want to use the old deal pipelines with the new reports, I need to migrate that deal into the new deals. And it's only the new deal pipeline that has the new features, tags, custom fields, currencies, and works with the new dashboards. So there's the legacy dashboards that work with the legacy reports, as well as on the today page, there are some legacy widgets that work with the old deals. We will be replicating all of the key widgets that you're used to using for old deals to the new deals. And if there is one that's outstanding that hasn't been replicated, let us know. So we can go ahead and take care of that for you. So hopefully that helps. Amy asks, thank you, will Nimble integrate the headshot as well? Amy, I'm not sure what you're talking about, headshot. I think maybe a headshot on a contact record like that, but I'm not sure what you mean. So put that in the question thing so we can cover that. Is there how do you get Nimble to hover in the background of any site you search? So what you do is you go to Nimble and on our website, Prospector is our add-in for the browser. You go and pick the browser that you have or you use. I happen to use Chrome. And then if I am on a website and I want to look at a record, I click this button here and the Nimble Prospector app comes up. And then if I hover on a name, Nimble will automatically bring up the record if that person exists, or I could build a live profile for that person. So this is a live profile that was built for Jeff with literally one click. And so all I do is I hover on the record. In addition to hovering on the record, Nimble is also smart on the page on certain records. So if I'm on Rachel's page, Rachel's record will come up. If I'm on Scott's page, Scott's record will come up. If I'm on Frank's page, then Frank's record will come up. The green dot means it's not in Nimble, it's a live profile. The square means it is in Nimble. So this is one that's not in Nimble and I need to add it. And that works literally anywhere as you're engaging. So if I wanted to build a record for Amy Kadavi from this article, I hover on her name and I could build a live profile for her. Because it's a string, it won't automatically recognize the social. I have to pick the social and say, yes, that's Amy. And then once I do that, Nimble will go ahead and build the record and I can add it to Nimble. So hopefully that helps with hovering and Prospector. Is there a workflow template for PR influencer outreach? Yes, glad you asked. So if you go into Nimble and you go to workflows, we have a number of workflows for PR and outreach. So under marketing, here's a PR outreach, here's a blogger outreach. And if you want to learn more about that, feel free to reach out to me, john@nimble.com. I'll teach you all my secrets. Eric asked, new pipeline funnel report only showing my closed deals. Eric, I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you can email care@nimble and copy me, I'd like to.
I messaged him. And I gave him my email to reach out.
Okay, great. We're in need of a CRM. My marketing team is recommending HubSpot, but I've been gravitating to your product for a while. The concern from my marketing team who don't know much about Nimble believe there's missing core components related to email marketing. Do you have a presentation of some sort comparing your products? So HubSpot CRM is free, but HubSpot is not really free. So HubSpot, if you sign up for HubSpot, you get a free contact database. But then if you actually want to do sales, you need to spend $450 a month on the sales add-in, which is the templated outreach email and reporting. And you don't have a choice on how many users. So you immediately get up to a pretty high number. And then if you want to do marketing, you need to buy the marketing hub. And if you put in, they don't even list the pricing that easily anymore, but basically they say it's $45 a month, but the reality is that if you go into here and you add in how many contacts that you want to manage, and 10,000 is not a big amount, you'll see that you're quickly spending quite a bit of money for the platform. So the platform is a lot more expensive than Nimble, and in many cases, it doesn't do what we do. So you can't use Nimble inside of your social, everywhere you work, or in your inbox the way we do. And finally, the marketing question, Nimble doesn't have email marketing on a one-to-many thousands basis. If you want to do that, you'd have to integrate Nimble with something like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or any number of email systems, which are all more affordable than HubSpot. So hopefully that helps, Steve. Camilo asks, how can we keep our contacts updated? For example, if a contact switches jobs, updates his LinkedIn, how do we automatically change that in our database? Well, in the old days, when we had full integration with LinkedIn before they cut off their APIs, Nimble would automatically do that. Today, we do that to a certain extent. And if contact changes, we have backend databases that do enrich that contact, and we'll show you the changes through this new contact discovered. So essentially, it will show you that some of these things have changed. But here's a simple tip. What I do periodically with key contacts is I'll just go over to their LinkedIn, and I'll turn Nimble on and build a live profile for them. And that contains all their current updated information. And then I'll just go back and merge that with the other one that was his. And essentially you get all that updated information. So hopefully that helps. Boy, I love all these questions. Is there a residential mortgage workflow? Great question, Gabe. You know, residential mortgage was one of the key templates that we had built with Goldmine, and we're rolling out a mortgage template for deals. And as far as workflows, I don't know if there is one today, but I'll tell you what, I would love to connect with you and learn your business processes and build one with you. Right now, we just have real estate seller and buyer, but I want to add a mortgage one here. So my email is john@nimble.com. Reach out to me, and I would love to work with you to build one. Kim says, I have a method for, I have a huge learning curve with, I was looking at your product today to see if it was as complicated. I really don't want to use the sales pipeline feature as in the managing contacts and messages going back and forth on Alignable. Yeah, so Kim's essentially saying, I want to use Nimble and Alignable. And my answer is Alignable is like LinkedIn and or Facebook. It's just another network for business people. And Nimble will work with literally any program the way that it works here. So if I wanted to bring up a record for Paul or build a record, you would simply hover on the name, and that could be any business program. It could be QuickBooks. It could be Alignable, and Nimble will bring up or build the record on literally anyone, anywhere you're working with. If the record doesn't exist, you can go ahead and build a live profile for that person. So this one does exist. Let's just build a live profile. So Nimble can take a string and literally build the record for that person like that. So hopefully that helps. But if it doesn't, again, reach out and let me know. Steve B says, can a sales rep reach out to us? And yes. So if you want to connect with us, the easiest way is to email us at care@nimble.com. But if you ever want help from us, just message us right here in the app, and we're happy to have conversations digitally or actually connect and have conversations face to face. I prefer face to face conversations because I love hearing from our customers and helping them grow. For those that haven't connected with us, please do connect with us on the various social channels that we are connected on. We really want to know how we can help you grow, achieve your dreams, build the relationships that you need to achieve your success. And it looks like we have one last question coming in from Mark. Now is the time to get your questions in. If you don't have them in, the question was for nonprofits. What about nonprofits globally? Sales pipeline would line in with my startup. What about nonprofits globally? Sales pipe. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
We're introducing a nonprofit fundraising pipeline template for deals. Once deal pipeline templates are released, I don't know if that refers to what you're saying, but it will have the basis for selling or fundraising for a nonprofit.
So thank you, Colin, for that input. If you have a vertical business that you have processes that you've built for your business, and you want to build a workflow or a pipeline for it, we're happy to get on the phone with you to learn about your business processes and to help you build a pipeline that suits your needs, because we want to learn about your vertical industry so that we can then teach and share with others about how they could use it in the same industry as well. And with that, I think that we are done. I just want to thank our Nimble team in the background, Corinna and Jenna, who've been running and managing this webinar in the background. I wanted to thank Colin from our Nimble product team for his wisdom and sharing some depth on the who, what, when, why, and how of new Nimble reports. And most importantly, I want to thank all of you, because without you, we would not be here. We're here for you to build relationship platforms that help you achieve your dreams. And I want to thank you for your time today, as well as just continuing to walk with us in this journey to transform relationships into results for the world. Thank you so much. Good luck and good selling.